Hi, I'm Bucks County District Attorney Matt Weintraub. Today I have the great pleasure of being joined by two guests, Rodney Wyatt and Brittany Crenshaw. I met Rodney actually a few years ago at another event, and then Rodney and I reconnected on the Tour of Honor, in which Rodney actually was in a place of honor because he has served our country in the military. And they are both here to promote a community organization called Salute to Service. Thank you both for being here today.
Thank you for having us, man.
Rodney, I'd like to start with you. Your organization is called Salute to Service. Can you please tell us about your service history first?
My service history goes back to ancient days. I'm a Marine. I went to the Marine Corps in 1972, got out in 74. I was in artillery. Vietnam was still going on, and wanted to go, but I'm thankful I didn't in some cases. But it's all about honor and serving your country. After I did a stint with the Marine Corps, I was out for a while and wanted to take a vacation. All the resorts were booked. So I joined the Army. But it was a great service in both branches. I was a combat engineer in the Army, but it taught me a lot of skills, you know, and it instilled values in me. You know, I don't encourage everybody to go into the military because it's not for everybody, but it was for me at the time.
And I think that ever since, you've certainly demonstrated, not just by talking, but by doing, that serving your community is a logical extension of serving your country in the military. Is that something that's important to you now?
Yes, yes, it is very important.
So right now you're representing Salute to Service. That is in your mission. That is an organization that you run along with Brittany. Can you tell us what the core mission of Salute to Service is?
Well, we provide services and resources. We're dedicated to providing services and resources to veterans and families in need and those that just need a hand up. The government and the federal government, I think they do the best that they can, but in most cases, their best is not good enough for these men and women because they're not receiving the proper services. So we try to connect them. We're like the gap. We're filling that gap between services that the state doesn't provide, and we just go out our way to make sure that these veterans have a way of living a life that they served to fight for, living that same life. They
certainly deserve it. I commend you for doing that. And I remember it was a couple of weeks ago where you actually started up an event from scratch. It was the first annual, hopefully first of many events to benefit our veterans. There were a number of volunteers there, a number of organizations there providing free access to many goods and services to our veterans. So I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And I understand that now, when you contacted me before we decided to shoot this video, you wanted to pivot a little bit to help your community in another way. Can you tell us about that?
It's a logical step here that we need to take to combat a lot of the idleness that's going on in our neighborhoods, the crime. You know, there's a reason for all this. We can search for reasons, but we need to find the answer to help these young kids now. So my passion here now is to help the youth in the communities that are underserved.
And specifically, so our viewers can understand where your focus lies, is it focus in a certain geographical area in Bucks County?
Yes, yes. That would be the borough, right? Correct?
Bristol Township.
Bristol Township, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's a lot of disparities going on in the township. And I don't know if there's adequate representation. I'm sure there's some sort of representation, but is there oversight over that representation? Because we don't see any results of any activities or projects for kids in those areas.
So that's one of our goals, certainly. At this point, I want to turn it over to Brittany for a second. Brittany, do you live in Bristol Township?
Yes, I do. I reside in the neighborhood Bloomsdale.
Bloomsdale?
Yes.
And before we were speaking today, I know that you had some ideas about what are some of the issues that you see that you would like to have community help on.
I believe that we should have more activities for the kids. After school programs set up. We do have a lot of area in my neighborhood alone where we can provide some type of safe haven for the kids to go to if they need help with their work, if they just need someone to talk to, someone that can actually listen to them and not talk back, somewhere that they can just relax and be kids, not have to have so much stress and worries that they shouldn't have at a teenage or a child age. I would like to see trips organized. A lot of kids don't know a lot of things that's out here. They can go to museums, they can go to parks, rec centers, somewhere for the kids to play some type of sports. We have a lot of talent in Bristol Township alone. Football, basketball, track, everything. And there's a lack of places for these kids to show their talents. So I think just starting off with like some type of trailers. Kids, I know that school is starting to end, but the trailers can be used for the homework, and until the summertime comes, we can have like little activities for them, trips, everything can be organized within that area. I think that would be a good result, because a lot of these kids are just bored. You ask them, well, why did you do that? What else am I supposed to do? You know,
So your point is a great one, and that is kids don't do bad things always by design or intent. Sometimes it's to fill a void.
Yes.
And if we can fill that void with pro-social activities, whether it's trips or basketball leagues or just even a safe space for them to do things that they enjoy, I think we can fill that void very well. And I think that that's what you're trying to accomplish with this new mission, Salute to Service's new mission. How do people get a hold of Salute to Service if they want to help us with our new mission here?
Well, they can go directly to our website. It's salute2service.com. So it's salute2service.com, and they can call us at 267-554-7956, and we will get back to them directly.
I remember when we were talking before, when we met, you had some very succinct, concise ways to put out your message. I always like to give my guests the last word, because I don't know everything, pretty obvious. What would be your last words of wisdom to people here?
We need to reinstill values, not just in our young people, but we need to reacclimate our adults to values and teaching kids values. When you value something, you respect it. And we need to teach them to value their life, okay, other people's lives. The value system is so essential. Values are fundamental beliefs and guides and things that you live your life by, that guide you through your life. And when you start to do something and you say, hey, this doesn't add up to my value system, we need to start reinstilling values in kids so they can make an educated choice before they do something wrong. You know, there's so much devastation, there's so much badness. The world is, you know, not seeming like a good place. But we have to get in there and make it a better place now. And I think it takes everybody. Just like you stated at our last visit. In order to know what's in the community, you got to get out there and go into the community. You know, it's all about boots on the ground, finding out what's going on. You know, we can't just brush it aside and say, well, it really doesn't affect me, but it does. So we need everybody to jump on board with this project and to help these kids. And you'll find that helping kids, you'll be helping yourself. You know, as you teach them, you learn. You know, they are the next generation, so we can't leave them behind.
I agree. I couldn't say it better. I'd like to thank you for your past service. I'd like to thank both of you for your pledge to this current service for our kids. The point is, we need to fill that void with pro-social activity. We got to fill the gap, as you said. We can't leave anybody behind. So this has been Bucks County District Attorney Matt Weintraub. I've been joined by Rodney Wyatt, Brittany Crenshaw from Salute to Service. Let's help our kids be safe.